Hi everyone, welcome to the final video in the Crochet Christmas Bingo series. If you've missed the entire series, there will be plenty of links down in the description which you can check out. But for the rest of us, we're just going to do a quick recap of everything we've crocheted over the course of this series, as well as go over just a couple of general channel things as well while I'm here. So yes, the series has come to an end, which if you saw yesterday's video was a bit of a surprise to me. But despite my absent-mindedness yesterday, this has been so much fun. I'm generally not a fan of Christmas time. It's just not my cup of tea. I think I mentioned that in the very first video. But anyway, my issues with Christmas aside, this was a lot of fun. I did enjoy making these projects. I always love creating things. And in this case in particular, I have a lot of family members who are diehard Christmas fans. So at the very least, all the Christmas things I have created won't go to waste. I have people who I can give them to who will really appreciate them, except the lights. I'm probably going to keep the lights. I really like these. And speaking of the things I crocheted, let's just do a quick recap of all the bingo squares that we did. Number one was, they're on my head, was the reindeer antlers. If I made these again, I might change up the shape of the antlers a little bit. I just think I made these side pieces, this here and these down here, a little bit too small. But overall, I really like how they turned out, and my niece already has her eyes on them. She spotted them the other day, so I know who I'm going to be giving these to. Number two was the pudding. I think I've settled on Penny the pudding. Someone did mention about the tradition of putting pennies in Christmas pudding, so I think that's nice. So her name is now officially Penny the pudding. Thank you though to everyone who did suggest names. I just settled on Penny because I really like the thought of incorporating that history, having the penny in the Christmas pudding story. I like that. Day number 3, that was the lights. And back in that video, I actually meant to show them off better. I meant to show them in a darker space. I completely forgot, to be honest. I just forgot. So I'm going to do that now. Let me turn off all my lights. And hopefully, let's turn this off. That's not perfect, but it's better than what it was. Let me shut the curtain over there. That might help. It's not brilliant, but at least you can see them a little bit. They do, in fact, light up. Okay, now I've got to turn everything back on again. Day 4 was the Christmas tree, and I've added a few I had some star beads. No idea where they came from, but I added those, and I ended up gluing down the white, which I said I wasn't going to do. And I wish I'd stuck with that because now I kind of regret it. I preferred it the other way. But if you watch that video, you'll know I said I was making these for my mum for her little Christmas village, and I'm going to make a few more. And for the rest, I think I'm just going to leave them as they are, unsewn, unglued, because I do prefer that better. And I'm probably going to leave off the stars too, because that way my mum can decorate them any way she wants. So you can go back up there. What was that for? Day 5, that was the presents. And I've made a little bit of headway on the garland. Not much because I've only made one additional present, and I made that for the written pattern. So I've only got 2 presents so far, but I still plan to do the garland. I'm going to have presents and holly in that. So I'll have present, holly, present, holly, so on and so forth for as long as I want that garland to be. So you can go back there. Day 6. What was day 6? That might have been my snowflake earrings, which I'm actually wearing properly this time. I didn't just stick them in my usual hoop earrings. And I did go ahead and put the clear nail polish on the earring part, which I said I was going to try in that video. I've only had them in for 10 minutes now, but I'm going to leave them in for the day and just give it a chance. I have no idea if clear nail polish is actually effective, but there's only one way to find out. Okay, that was day 6. Day 7 was this Santa hat, although I am calling it a Christmas hat because it ended up looking more like an elf hat. I had this on earlier, but it just kept sliding off my head. even with the headband on top of it, just kept sliding off my head. In fact, even maybe it's my head that's the problem because the reindeer antlers keep sliding off too. But I went ahead and crocheted on some stripes to this just to give it more of that elf look. I decided just to lean into it. I couldn't fix it, so I'm going to lean into it. And I kind of like the effect it had. I just surface crocheted using slip stitches in the green and the white. Basic, but kind of effective, I reckon. What was day 8? Day 8 was the holly, I think. I added holly to everything that I could add holly to. I made the earrings, which are very cute. I added holly to the Santa hat. I added holly to the reindeer ears. I crocheted holly for my garland. And I think that was it, because I already had holly for Penny the Pudding. I didn't want to add it to the lights. I suppose I could add some to the snow globe. I suppose when I'm making more holly for my garland, I can crochet an additional piece for that. I might stick it on the front here. Who knows? And that segues nicely into the final piece, which was the snow globe. I do like how this turned out, even if it's slightly wonky. I could have done a better job with the base, gluing it to the bath bomb. It's not so bad that I think I need to rip it apart and fix it. I'll just leave it for now. And I have so many of these bloody bath bomb molds that I can easily make more. Shook that up too much. Oh, I didn't mean to shake it that much. No, that's not working. I'm making it worse. I'm making it worse, not fixing it. See, this is why I wanted to glue down whatever ornament I'd used in the center, but as I mentioned in yesterday's video, I need access to the switch. I could use something smaller to create a pedestal and then glue it to that, but even then I'd be hiding the battery cover, so I don't really want to do that. For now, this is just going to have to sit in there, and it'll work much better if I don't actually shake it. And that covers all the projects that we made during Christmas Crochet Bingo. If you're playing along, make sure you share your projects over in the Discord. You can jump in there and share your progress. I've really been enjoying seeing what people have made so far, and I'm interested to see if anyone will continue on after we're done here. That's going to be all for Christmas Crochet Bingo. Before we wrap up though, I just want to go over a couple of things that are more general channel related. First, there won't be a video next Friday, which is, what's the date next Friday? I don't even remember what today's date is. The 22nd. So I won't have a video on the 22nd, and just depending on how busy everything gets over the Christmas period, I may not have one the following Friday, the 29th either. I've been flat out working on this Christmas Crochet Bingo project since about mid the end of October, and don't get me wrong, I've enjoyed it, but I'm kind of exhausted, so I'm just going to give myself a bit of a break, enjoy the Christmas holidays with my family, and then come back either at the end of December or the start of January. So just in case I don't see you guys before Christmas, before the end of the year, I want to wish all of you who celebrate a very Merry Christmas, a safe and Happy New Year, and if you don't celebrate, have a good day anyway. You deserve it. When we come back next year, I have a whole bunch of stuff planned. There are things I want to get done over the Christmas break. I'm going to get my butt into gear and work on the Pokemon blanket cal. I've got written patterns that I want to finish so I can give them to you guys over on Patreon. I'm going to set up the crochet creator shout out I mentioned in a previous video. What video did I mention that in? I don't remember. I will double check which one it was, put a link for it down in the description so you can check that out in more detail if you're interested in that. But at this stage, I'm thinking of calling it the hookup. I find that amusing. I can understand why other people wouldn't, but I find it amusing. And also I get to hook you guys up with other crochet creators. So I don't know, I kind of like it. Let me know what you think of the name down in the comments. There were a lot of great suggestions. I've been going back and forth between a couple, but I think for the moment I've settled on the hookup. Again, mainly because it amuses me, but I am open to suggestions and I'm willing to change it. So at this stage, we'll be sticking with the hookup, but little asterisks here that may change by the end of the year, by the time I get around to setting up the Google form or the email. And the very last thing I wanted to cover in this video was I wanted to say a huge, huge thank you to everyone who supported me on Patreon. When I first set up Patreon, I thought, you know, I'd consider myself lucky if I got a handful of people to join, but the support I received was overwhelming, and I might have teared up a little bit. I'm not going to do that now though. So yeah, I just want to say a huge, massive, genuine thank you to anyone who has supported me over on Patreon. I think I've lost my train of thought a little bit, but really all I can say is thank you. Thank you so much. I so look forward to getting to work on all the Patreon rewards I'm planning to release to you guys, you know, the written patterns and all that sort of stuff. More games. I have a game that I want to play with you all early next year, which I'm really, really excited to share. I've started filming that video because I think it's going to take a while. And I've been having a blast doing it, and I can't wait to play the same game again with all of you. So many projects I want to get done in 2024. I can't wait, but I also need to pace myself because I will collapse from exhaustion or pain, or both, could be both, if I don't pace myself properly. Once again, I hope you and your families, or your chosen family, or your friend group, or just, you know, yourself and your pets, whoever you're spending the holidays with, I hope you have a wonderful time. I hope you have a very safe and happy new year, and I will see you all again next year with my next video. Whatever that happens to be, I'm not sure which one it's going to be at this stage. It depends which one I get finished first. Bye. And I'd just like to say a final thank you to all of my patrons for your amazing support.